What up, Laker Nation? Here with your boy Kareem, aka Mr. 100 Likes. How you guys doing? Wow. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. First and foremost, give a shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. Continue hitting that like button. Continue hitting that subscribe button. The numbers is going up. Continue to support me. I won't disappoint you. But now, I want to get into the truth about Russell Westbrook trade. This is the truth about a Russell Westbrook trade. I just want you guys to really be patient and really think about this. A lot of people I'm hearing destroying Rob Pelinka, saying that he need to go, he not doing a good job. A real GM would have had Russ traded by now. It was a bad trade. He trading for Russ and a lot of different things like that, right? I want you guys to think like this as a GM. Put yourself in Rob Pelinka's shoes. Let's start it off from the beginning. Russell Westbrook is who he is, right? Now, contracts is a major part of the NBA, and it's a major part of a player. Having that contract attached to any player, that contract matters in any negotiation, no matter if the player good or bad, whatever, but that contract is there and is there for a reason. So you guys have to first and foremost respect that aspect of it. Russell Westbrook signed, I think it was 205 or 208 contract, right? For I think 4 or 5 years. I can't remember his exact contract. But he signed a big deal. Started with OKC, gave him the money. Now Russell Westbrook been traded in the last few years. He got traded from OKC to Houston for Chris Paul, right? A Hall of Fame player, a great player. Then he got traded from Houston to Washington for John Wall, another all-star level player. Plus, they got a first-round pick. It was a first-round pick with John Wall. And so Houston ganked the first-round pick for that, right? So then he go to Washington. He has a good year in Washington, right? Now, mind you, each year he getting closer and closer to his free agency. So now he gets to Los Angeles. Now, mind you, he was a positive in every trade was made. He was a positive. Still in Washington, he was a positive. Now, he was getting $44 million at the time of the trade with the Lakers. You had to give up multiple players to make it match. That's what I tell you, the money and everything matters. So we had to give up 3 of our players that was on mid-sized contract. We had KCP at like $13 million, Kyle Kuzma at $12 million, and Trez at $10 million. And Washington, he had a tremendous year in Washington. They didn't want to get rid of him. They wanted to keep him. Him and LeBron James and Anthony Davis talked. LeBron wanted Westbrook there. The Lakers thought that it would be ideal for Westbrook to be there because at the time it made sense. Because LeBron and AD just got hurt, and the guys we had on our roster couldn't keep us competitive, and we lost ground. When LeBron and AD was in the lineup, before LeBron went down with the sprained ankle and AD got hurt, we was in good position. We start slipping in the standard when the 2 guys got hurt. The guys on our roster couldn't keep us at bay. So LeBron James, him being older, him being 37 years old, coming to the season, Rob Pelinka and LeBron James, they thought, hey, it makes sense us get another player that keep us afloat because the reality is LeBron James was 37 years old and Anthony Davis had a long injury history. So they prepared themselves in case something like this happened, we wouldn't be in this same position. Now, that position they end up being was 1-8. Phoenix had the number 1 seed. The Lakers 8. Even though Anthony Davis got hurt in the playoffs, but you just don't want to play a number 1 seed your first round. So had they been in another position, things might have been better. Who knows? But the point is, you just don't want to leave yourself in playing the 8th seed. You're the 8th seed. So they looked around, looked the options. Rob Pelinka, LeBron James, and them, hey, this makes sense. it made sense to me at the time too. I understood. They say, hey, this guy Russell Westbrook, a Hall of Famer, All-Star, triple double. This guy, they saw he been making playoffs every year, especially when Kevin Durant left the team. He kept OKC competitive. So they said we know what he did with Washington. So it made sense with them. So they automatically had to give up 3 players for the salary match. So that was a given. Washington didn't want to get rid of him. Sacramento overplayed their hand, and they asked for a first-round pick for Buddy Hield, a guy who hadn't done anything in the NBA but playing on a losing team. Yeah, he put up decent numbers, but the Lakers had a guy in KCP was very similar but played better defense, and the guy Kyle Kuzma, we saw his first 2 years in the NBA, he averaged 18 to 16 points in the NBA. His first 2 years before LeBron James came and his role changed. So they saw automatically what Kyle Kuzma is made of. He's a young player in KCP, and Buddy Hield is around the same age. I think, matter of fact, KCP is a year younger. So we giving up that. Then they asked for a first-round pick. The Lakers said no. They're not doing it on top. The Lakers had the 22nd pick. So to sweeten it, they gave it to Washington, and the Lakers received 3 second-round picks. See, a lot of people don't talk about that. The Lakers got Russ and 3 second-round picks in that deal. So to move things along forward, as a GM, you see the same player been moved every year when he had more years left on his contract. Now he's on the final year of his contract. Everybody know for years it's been like this. Having an expiring contract is gold. That's like gold. You have that option. That's the trade option that a lot of teams always looking to get. You want that because you want to dump off some salary. Now, the thing I don't understand, and I'm trying to get a lot of you guys to understand, when the expiring contract wasn't a positive. Expiring contract is a positive. Now it's like a negative when it comes to Russell Westbrook. Why? Why all of a sudden a aspiring contract is a negative? It's always been a positive with teams where I never remember seeing people had to attach a pick with the expiring contract. Normally, how it normally worked throughout the years, where you get rid of that expiring contract, you receive contracts, longer deal contracts. That was the exchange. Okay, I want to get rid of a couple of my bad contracts or a couple contracts that's on my books. I need to get rid of them. So fair exchange is not a robbery. So these players might be a little better or might fit you better, but these guys on my books, I don't want them on my books. I'm rebuilding the older guys, and you got an expiring contract, and normally fair exchange is not a robbery. It always been that way. Now it's like you got to attach a pick or two to get rid of an expiring contract. I've been around the NBA for many years, and it never been that way. Now the rules suddenly just change. Just go back and look at the history. When you have expiring contracts, that's always been gold. Now it's like it's not gold. It's being interpreted. Well, we doing you a favor taking on that expiring contract. It never been that. Now for something, now it's like the team feel they helping you. No, you got contract you trying to get rid of. A year you're not winning, especially if you look at the position of the team. If you're not winning, it's best for you to put yourself to get out of these long-term deals. I don't understand how this thing happened. Things changed right in front of our faces. Whoever been watching basketball for years, expiring contract always been gold. It enable you to get rid of your junk. Some of your guys that's on longer term deals that don't fit your timeline for whatever reason, or they might be disgruntled, anything. It gives you the opportunity to do these things. So now you're the GM, you Rob Palenka, you've been around this thing for many years, and you see it been trending this way the whole time. Now when it comes to your guy, now this guy done got positive. You done gave up a first to get this guy. This guy, the same guy, got a pick from the Lakers, got a pick from the Houston Rockets, got a pick from the Washington Wizards. They got a pick with this guy's. I think it was Chris Paul in the first round pick for Westbrook, John Wall in the first round pick for Westbrook, and Kyle Kuzma, KCP, and Montrezl Harrell in the first round pick for Westbrook. Now he on the last year deal. He didn't get hurt. Yes, his play slipped some, but now I'm giving away a pick or maybe two, and I'm getting players that I'm bringing back longer contracts. I've never seen that. So I want you guys to really back up off Rob Pelinka and think about this. You know what I mean? I heard people say, I don't care. I get rid of Russ for anything at this point. It's not good thing if you're not going to win. People saying, oh, you're wasting LeBron James years. The players that you're hearing is not changing anything. Bogdanovich, let's just say the newest rumor, Bogdanovich, Clarkson, and Mike Conley, the Lakers is not that we just maybe get a little bit better. I'm looking at that team maybe a 7 AC, and they could possibly be dangerous if everything worked out right. But on paper, if you go to Vegas, that's not really moving no needle really. With Clarkson, Bogdanovich, and Conley, it's not. So I supposed to give a first round pick, even let's just say one first round pick with that. Yes, we'd be a little bit better. Now, so how about this? Now let's just say that happens. We get Clarkson and them guys, and we give one first round pick. Let's just do the history and study of the NBA. Always during the season, always some big name players always come up for trade. Guys being happy. Right now, everybody in La La Land. They happy. They want to make things work with their team. But from October to February, things ain't going right with the organization. Let's say a guy wants a contract extension or he wants to get traded. People always, their team struggling. They thought, let's say teams like, a lot of teams who's playing to be good, but let's say they struggle big time. Right now, that happens all the time. You look on paper, oh, this team going to be good. And let's say they struggle. They come out the gate struggling. Miami, supposed to be good. Let's say they bad. Denver, you look at their roster, oh, Denver going to be good. They got Jamal Murray and Michael Porter back. Let's say they bad. Playing bad. Everybody, oh, New Orleans, I think New Orleans going to be good. And they bad. Things happens. It could be a couple of injuries here and there, different lineup change, coaching. It could just be chaotic. Things pop up. This happens every year. Let's say this pop up and Denver bad and they struggling and Jamal Murray is up for grabs. Denver want to say, hey, I want to shed some salary. I want to do things. Let's say they got let's say Bones Highland. Let's say Bones Highland having a great year. And they say, hey, if we get rid of Jamal Murray, this kid going to explode. Like how James Harden exploded once he left Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Bones Highland, without Jamal Murray, he improved his game so much. We see it. He coming off the bench, but he putting in that work. Jamal Murray, we had to sit Jamal Murray some fourth quarter games. Jamal Murray not happy. Jamal Murray said he want to get traded. Bones Highland is a cheaper option. They like, oh, we got our guy. He's much cheaper and he's looking good. Jamal Murray, he playing well too, but this guy's a cheaper option, and he just over this word. He playing the fourth quarter of games. He finished out the games for them, and Jamal Murray up for grabs. Now we done. We can't do that. Denver want to clear the books. Now we got Mike Conley, who got a year. He has an extra year on his deal. Now we only got one first round pick to deal with. And let's say we got Jordan Clarkson. Now we got guys who have multiple years. If let's say we can't make a move, now Jamal Murray deal can't happen. Now we have Russ and our 2 picks. We can say we give you Russ and 2 picks. Now Denver got 2 first round picks. They got Westbrook. Now they could start Bones Highland, and Westbrook just gonna have to get in what he fit in. Let's say Sacramento. Sacramento think they had to make the playoffs this year. They come out the gate. It's nowhere. It look like no man's land. They winning. Let's say if they say okay, the same situation. Um, Devontae. Let's say De'Aaron Fox. Just not working out with the Kings. He frustrated. He's struggling. Davion Mitchell playing good. They like we could just get another guard to go along with him, and he wants out. De'Aaron Fox wants out by the deadline. Got Russ right there. Bam. Russ and 2 picks could get you De'Aaron Fox. Now, the same go with C.J. McCollum. Let's say Zion get hurt, New Orleans struggling, this, that, and the third, and he just frustrated, whatever going on in New Orleans. C.J. McCollum up for grabs. Now we can say, hey, we could do C.J. for Russ in the pick. They ain't gonna want Conley. Conley got a contract now. We only got 1 pick. Let's say we did the Utah trade for 1 pick. So now we got 1 pick. They ain't gonna want Conley. Conley got another year. It's not 23 million paying, but 14. That's still extra money on the books. 14. He only got $14 million guaranteed on the deal next year. But still, you package him with who? You see what I'm saying? So now. But now you only got 1 pick. Now it's not as good giving up 2 picks. Shai Gilgeous. You see what I'm saying? Guys comes up, and I can easily see a Jamal Murray. I can easily see a Shai Gilgeous. I can easily see De'Aaron Fox. I can easily see a C.J. McCollum. Them guys, things don't work right, this, that, and the third. And now they up for trades, and teams willing to trade them. They want to clear room for a younger player, or you know what I mean. They got a cheaper route, and they know Russ will be off their books in 3 months. Now you look back. Now you stuck in. Let's say the Lakers are 7th seed. You got Bogdanovich, Clarkson, and Conley. You got them guys, and now you only got 1 first-round pick. Now trade deadline, you're still struggling. And now you like, damn, we could have had De'Aaron Fox. Damn, we could have probably had Shai Gilgeous. We could have had Jamal Murray. We could have had C.J. McCollum. And now Bogdanovich's expiring. And you got Clarkson, who I like Jordan Clarkson. But you got a million guards. You got a lot of other guards on your team. And then you got Mike Conley. Like that show, he washed up. People looking at what he did in regular. He had a solid regular season, but he looked like trash in the playoffs. You're only good at your last games. In the playoffs, he looked nasty. The last time we seen Mike Conley, he ain't look good. Don't go by, he played 72 games. He had a decent season. He averaged 13 points. What he did in the playoffs. When you get older, now you look at what you did the most recent history. I want people to stop. The thing about this video, right? I want you guys to have an open mind. Stop being stuck on, I don't care at this point, just get rid of Russ. If it don't make the Lakers better, man, I'm posed now. I did a lot of thinking. I'm going back with Russ, man. If I'm doing that, now I've thought about it. If I'm taking back 2 contracts with Utah, I give up 3 second-round picks. I give up Russ and 3 second-round picks. Now, the Indiana deal, you think about it now, I think I may say 1 first-round pick and 2 second-round picks. I'm taking them first 2 seconds off the book, 2 firsts off the books. You're starting to think about, look at a big picture. How much of now the Indiana deal, I think that it'll put us in a real pretty spot to win. That deal, I'm waiting to see on that. But the Utah deal, or a lot of the other deals, San Antonio, no. I need you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe. The Cash App in the description. I appreciate you guys. Just keep an open mind, man. Because I did a lot of thinking, man, and I see what's going on. Peace.